We'll get started. Let's make sure everyone can see. Yeah. You can sit on your cushion or just as you like to normally start your yoga practice. Easy crossed legs. And we just do this so we can really take a moment to center ourselves. Really helps. It's a nice exercise just to come to the present moment. It can help to close the eyes. Maybe rest the hands somewhere so your shoulders can relax. Lower the gaze. And just begin to tune in to your breath. Just how is the breath doing right now? And we're not going to control the breath. We're just going to really pay attention to that rise and fall of the body with the inhale and the exhale. And this is something we can always come back to at any time during the day. Whenever we notice that maybe our thoughts are running away or we feel very distracted, we can come back to our breath as a nice grounding activity. So just starting to notice now, maybe count the length of the inhale and the length of the exhale. That's it. And let's just do a little exercise where we're going to breathe in, hold our breath, breathe out, and hold our breath. And it's called box breathing. And some of you may be familiar with it. And this is a nice way to deepen our inhales and exhales and also find that space so that we're not maybe just running straight into an exhale and inhale. So have a go at this. If it doesn't feel comfortable, just go back to your normal breathing. The first time we do this, if we're not used to feeling that pause between the inhale and the exhale, it can maybe feel a little just unusual. So just be aware of that. And if it doesn't feel good, like I said, just go back to your normal breath. So to begin, we're going to inhale for a count of 4. So inhale and pause for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then exhale for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then let's do that again. Inhale for 4. 2, 3, 4. Pause. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. And pause. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then let's just go back to our normal breathing. And that's a little exercise you could practice on your own at home and build up the rounds. You could do it for up to a minute as a nice kind of calming activity. So let's slowly raise our chin, open our eyes, and begin to do some shoulder rolls. So we're going to lift those shoulders up, around, and back. Do that 3 or 4 times. And then go back in the opposite direction just a couple of times. Hugging them forward, just kind of maybe feeling a few creaks and pops if you've had a busy day. Good, and then kind of wriggle the shoulders out. And then place your left hand on the floor. We're going to lift this right arm up and over, taking a nice side stretch. Exhale into a nice side bend and roll over a little bit with it this time. Sometimes we keep that right hip glued to the floor. And then inhale, exhale, lift that right arm up and over, place it on the floor, and then begin to lift the left arm up and over. Inhale and exhale into a nice side bend. And come over, again, kind of rolling a little bit onto your right hip, letting the left hip come up. And then slowly bring that hand all the way down. Pause for a moment. And then let's do a little twist. Going to take the right hand to the left knee, left hand behind us. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, twist. Inhale, let's take the hands straight round. Exhale into a twist on the second side. When we inhale, lengthen the crown of the head up. And exhale, maybe deepen the twist a little, looking out over your right shoulder. Good. Come back to center. Let's do that one more time. And this time, take the left palm back. So we're kind of externally rotating that left hand behind your left hip. So the palm is facing out that way. So we get a little bit more opening across the front of that left shoulder. Inhale, lengthen the crown of the head. Deepen the twist with a little exhale. Inhale, let's spin around and do the same. Open the right arm back so the palm is facing to the right side. So you're externally rotating and getting a bit more opening across the front of that right shoulder. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, deepen the twist a little. Good, and then slowly make your way back to center. Let's spin around and we'll come to a tabletop. And again, you can always use some padding under your knees here, a blanket or the cushion. We're going to do a few rounds of cat-cow from here today. Top of the feet flat on the floor, arms are under the shoulders. Let's inhale, exhale, round the back like a cat. Feeling some space between the shoulder blades. And inhale, come through into the opposite stretch. Good. Exhale, cat. And inhale, cow. And again, we're always listening to the spine. We're not forcing anything here. We're just kind of gently increasing those curves, the bend in the spine, the natural curves that we want to allow the spine to move into. Move at your own pace now. Just a few more rounds. And you might even like to add a little side bend, move the shoulders and the hips from left to right a little, maybe kind of deepen it, almost swaying the hips from left to right. That you might feel that the body needs a little bit of attention in that area today. And then slowly make your way back to center. Let's sit back on the heels and just come to kneeling for a moment. Sit up nice and straight here, kind of tall. And if this feels you can put a lot of pressure on the knees and the ankles, so you're always welcome to come forward a little bit. If you feel okay here, we're going to slowly rock back and let the knees drift up off the ground. They don't have to lift very far. You might feel this nice stretch through the front of the shins into the top of the feet, getting into all that connective tissue with the foot and the ankle. And then place the knees slowly down on the ground. And then we're going to do a variation on camel pose. We're going to press the hands into the floor, keep the knees and the shins on the ground, but lift the hips a little up towards the ceiling. And squeeze the shoulder blades together behind you here so you get a nice opening across the front of the sternum. Good. And then slowly lower down. Come forward to tabletop so you can release the feet by kind of just shaking the ankles from side to side. And you could even pitter-patter the feet on the top of the floor. Good. Let's just come to a child's pose. Take the knees nice and wide. Sit the hips back over the ankles and stretch the arms out along the floor. Really let yourself melt down onto the mat here and place the forehead onto the ground. If that feels a little intense, you can bring the hands in and make the fists into potatoes, if you like, and rest the forehead on those fists. And here we can let the shoulders relax, let the hips sink down. This is a nice passive stretch for the hips. And take a belly breath. So when you inhale here, I want you to feel that abdomen and the lower belly rise. And as you exhale, let your shoulders relax. Repeat that a few more times. Inhaling into the lower abdomen. And exhale fully. So you really let the shoulders and the hips sink a little closer. Let's do that one more time. Big inhale. It's diaphragmatic breathing. So when we inhale, we want the belly to expand. And as you exhale, let it draw in. And let the shoulders relax. Good. Begin to slowly lift the head up now. Press the hands into the floor and make your way back up to tabletop. So we're going to do a little warm-up for the upper back. We're going to take the right hand to the right temple as if you were kind of doing a salute. Then we're going to lead with the elbow and open up to the right. And don't worry if it doesn't come too far. We're going to lower and lift 4 times, just kind of opening up this area. 3 and 4. Good. And then we're going to come back to neutral. Release that hand. Walk the left hand in front, and we're going to do thread the needle with this right arm underneath the left. Now keep some weight in this left arm and reach that right arm all the way through until your right shoulder touches the ground, and then lower your right ear to the floor. Keep the knees and the hips bent. So we've got a lot of kind of support, and we don't want to be taking too much weight in the neck here. So this is a nice thread the needle for that upper right spine, upper right back. Take one more inhale. And as you exhale, press firmly into the left hand, and then slide and lift the head and slide that right arm out. And come all the way back to center. Place the right hand down and just pause for a moment. And just come to kneeling and just kind of take a check-in of this right side. So let's do the left. We're going to take the left hand to the left temple. The right arm is nice and square under the shoulder for support on the right side. And then leading with the left elbow, open up to the left. And we'll do that 4 times. Moving slowly, trying to isolate the movement into that upper back. But again, not forcing anything, just moving with the natural range of motion today. So once we've done 4, I might have done 5, we're going to walk the right hand out a little and begin to thread that left hand underneath the right arm now. So creep those fingers out along the floor to really open up before you twist and lay the left elbow down on the ground. Keep some weight in this right hand. And try and sink in a little bit so we get a nice deep opening through the outside, that left shoulder, left upper back. But again, trying not to put too much pressure on the neck here. So I always like to keep some weight in the right arm, in the right hand here. So one more inhale. And as you exhale, push firmly into the right hand to lift you up so you can slide that left arm out and then come all the way back to kneeling one more time. And just pause so you can now kind of get a sense for how the left and the right are doing. Feeling a nice warm, hopefully stretch through that upper body area. Good. So now we're going to slowly make our way to a downward dog. So we're going to tuck our toes, press back, stretch the arms out along the floor and lift those hips up and back. The feet are about hip width apart. And for this first downward dog, keep a little bend in those knees and pedal out the feet. So we're slowly taking the right ankle towards the ground as you bend the left knee and then switch, stretching out the back of the left leg, bending the right knee. And to prevent collapsing into the wrists, really try to push the hips away from the hands. So you get this almost like a ski slope effect for the back. And if you keep a little bend in the knees, that really protects you from overstretching the hamstrings. You want to think of that pelvis as tilting forward, really helping you stretch out the full extent of the spine. Keep the arms active, so even the upper arms have a little bit of a squeeze in towards your ear. So they're working as well. That helps support everything rather than just the wrists working. So keep pedaling everything forward and then begin to step forward one by one foot at a time, up to the top of the mat. So we're going to meet at the top of our mat in a forward bend. And then just come to a nice ragdoll. So the arms go all loose and floppy. And we're just going to sway from side to side. And you might like to even bend the elbows and take hold of one elbow and a wrist. And then just using the weight of the head, kind of let the upper body drip down over the legs, almost like a waterfall of the spine down towards the ground. The head is helping as a little traction here. Excuse me. And if your hamstrings feel super tight today, just really keep a bend in the knees. What we're looking for here is a release of the spine. Good. So release the hands now, bend the knees, and then roll up to standing, uncurling the spine one vertebrae at a time. And make sure the head is the last thing to come up. When you reach standing, take the arms up overhead and do a full body stretch. Reach the hands up, push the feet into the floor, and then exhale, bring the hands together at your heart center in a prayer position. Close the eyes for a moment here. Take a nice big inhale. And exhale fully. Opening the eyes, sweep the arms up overhead. Full stretch here again. Exhale, fold forward. dive down into your forward bend, bringing the hands towards the toes. Reach up into a halfway lift. So here we're looking for an L shape with the body. Squeeze the quads to help lift the kneecaps up and back, protecting the hamstrings. Lift the crown of the head forward towards the front of the room. Exhale now, fold in towards your legs, hands come down, and then bend the knees so the hands can frame the feet and step the right foot back behind you. So you could have your hands on blocks here. We're going to pivot forward and back a couple of times in this low, long lunge position. We're warming up that left ankle, the back right ankle, maybe the left hip. And then we're going to add in a little twist. So placing the right hand firmly on the floor, begin to rotate the left shoulder up, right shoulder down. Keep the hips nice and strong and square. And then lift up the left arm towards the ceiling, coming into a nice twist here. Big inhale. Full exhale. One more inhale. And then exhale, bring that left hand down. Let's step back into a plank. Pressing the elbow creases forward, crown of the head forward towards the room, and then drop the knees and lower down to the floor, bending those elbows straight back so that we're lowering our chest down to the ground. And then straighten out the legs behind you and imagine someone's pulling your legs out so you're getting really long. Then peel up the front of the body, coming into a mini cobra. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. See if you can hold the hands up off the floor and wiggle the fingers. Place the hands down, lift up and back into a child's pose. Just releasing the back here for a moment. Inhale. Exhale, make your way up to downward dog. Curving out those feet. Maybe even kind of wiggling the toes from side to side. You could even roll the top of the foot over and press the toes into the ground, releasing a little bit of pressure from those hard-working feet. Good. We're going to look forward and step the right foot up between the hands in one or two stages. And then begin to pivot forward and back here. So we're warming up the left ankle, the right hip. Good. And then come into the twist, dropping the left shoulder, begin to rotate the spine and take the right arm up towards the ceiling. Keep this right hip in line with the side of the mat. Keep these legs as a strong foundation. And let's take 2 long inhales and exhales here. Breathing deeply, well, as much as you can in a twist. And then on the next exhale, release the hand down and then step the left foot up to the top of the mat and come into your forward bend again. Let's inhale, rise up to the halfway lift. Exhale, fold in towards the legs and then sweep the hands up to standing, taking a nice big stretch. Inhaling, hands up. Exhaling, hands to heart center. Take a round of breath. Exhaling fully. With the next inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold, diving down, bringing the hands towards the feet. Inhale, rise up, halfway lift. Exhale, fold in towards the legs, hands down. We're going to step the left foot back. Coming into our lunge again, we're going to come into the twist one more time. I'm going to add in something I'll just quickly show you. As we take the right hand up to the ceiling, you can also roll onto the right edge of your right foot and onto the left edge of your left foot. So a little opening that might feel quite good to the outside of the IT bands, into the hips. And then roll back onto your feet, bring that right hand down, step back into plank, a little bit of core strengthening here. So press the floor away actively, squeeze the legs, squeeze your quads. Good, then bring the knees down, bend the elbows straight back and lower yourself to the floor. Let's come up into Sphinx pose now. So just deepening the back bend a little, forearms on the floor, press the hands actively into the floor, draw the heart center up. Feel kind of some space in the front of the body, look forward, and then slowly look over the right shoulder, and then slowly turn to look over the left. Come back to center, release the hands down, lift up and back, and come into a child's pose just for a short pause. Inhale, and then exhale up to downward dog, making your way to downward dog in your own time. And when you reach downward dog, really begin to pedal out the feet and keep that back nice and long. push the hands into the floor so the hips go up and away from the hands. Good. Wiggle the feet from left to right. That can feel pretty good. Come right up onto your tippy toes and then slowly take the ankles towards the floor. Don't worry if they don't reach the floor. We're going to look forward and step the left foot up between the hands. I'm going to come into that twist again and roll onto the outside edges of the feet. Move nice and slowly and within your range of motion. So dropping the right hand, take the left arm up, and then slowly roll onto the outside edge of the left foot and onto the outside edge of the right foot. Take a nice big inhale, and then exhale, slowly roll back, come back to center, and then step the right foot up, coming into a forward fold at the top of the mat. Inhale, rise up, halfway lift. Exhale, fold in towards the legs, and then sweep the arms out. Press actively into the floor as you come up to standing, taking the arms up overhead. Big inhale. Exhale, hands to heart center. Good. So release the hands, release the feet. Let's have a little shake out. I'm going to come back to the mats. And we're just going to do a little bit of opening for the upper body in camel pose. Now, this can be quite an intense pose is one way to describe it. If you have yoga blocks, you're more than welcome to use them. I'll quickly show you how we're going to use them. So to start with, we're going to break this pose down into a couple of phases so that we can prepare our spine. It's a deep opening and a back bend. So we want to move very comfortably and we should always be able to breathe freely. First of all, we're going to start on our toes. So you're going to come up to kneeling with the toes tucked under. I'm going to get this right. And then we're going to lift up into standing. So this is where the block can come handy. If you have a block, you can place it beside the feet. And I'll just quickly demo what we're going to do. So we're going to start with one arm at a time. So stand up nice and tall in this kneeling position. I'm going to lift this right arm up towards the ceiling and then do the same opening that we did in the beginning. So we're externally rotating the right hand and it can reach for the right ankle. This is where the block can also come in handy. We can place the hand on the outside of the edge of the right block. The left arm is going to come up and we're going to come into a mudra where we press the index finger into the thumb and then stretch the 3 remaining fingers out. From here, we're going to lift the heart center up towards the ceiling. You can look up and we're going to breathe in and out nice and deeply. Good. Keeping the hips pressing forward. We should probably feel a good opening through the quads, the hip flexors. And then slowly lower the left hand, release the right, and just come back onto the hands into a tabletop and pat to the feet and have a little break. So we'll go for the second side now. I'll spin around so everybody can see. So we're going to start by tucking our toes under, coming to kneeling, and then lift up into a higher position. Make sure the toes are all facing forward. Then we're going to take this left arm up and over and externally rotate and open and reach for the back left ankle. We're not holding onto the Achilles, we're just holding onto the heel. You can also use a block in the same position. And then we're going to lift this right arm up, come into a mudra with the index finger pressing into a thumb. Lift the heart, lift the hips forward, and let's hold and breathe. 3, 2, and 1. Slowly release the right hand, release the left. Move the block. And let's just take child's pose for a moment. Coming down with the knees nice and wide, hips over the ankles, and stretch the arms out along the floor. And then bring the hands in. And this time, see if you can direct your breath into the back of the ribs. So we're feeling some space in the back of the body when we inhale. And releasing when we exhale. So just taking a child's pose in between helps to counteract the back bending. So let's take one more inhale and exhale, slowly come up. We're going to come back up to the high kneeling position again, tuck the toes. And this time we don't need the block. We're going to take the hands to the top of the pelvis, not onto the lower back. We don't want to press onto that soft tissue area. We want to feel the back of the pelvis and turn the palm so that the fingers are pressing in. If that feels too much, you can just bring the hands to the hips. So we're going to take this left arm up and over and onto the back of the pelvis, right arm up and over. You're kind of doing backstroke with each arm and then bringing the hands to the back of the pelvis. Lift the heart center up. We're not going to actively push the pelvis forward, but think of actively drawing the hip points forward. You could even activate the glutes a little bit here for some support. And if you can comfortably look up, try to look to the ceiling or just look forward, whatever feels best for your neck. And let's hold and breathe here. This nice opening for the front of the body, coming into a back bend. Inhale, exhale. Let's do 2 more deep breaths in and out. In and out. Good. Slowly bring the chin down. Release the hands one at a time. Untuck the toes, sit back, and then come into tabletop so you can just release the feet and release the toes. Maybe sit back, give the hands a little shake out. And then we're going to do that one more time. I'll give you a couple of options. You can repeat doing one arm at a time, or you can repeat bringing the hands to the back of the pelvis. If you would like to take it a little further, we can reach the arms up and over and come back for our ankles. So we're going to do one arm at a time. So opening up that left hand to the left ankle, right arm to the back of the right ankle, holding onto the feet. We're going to lift our heart, lift the hips up and forward, and breathe here. Squeeze the shoulder blades together a little. Think of the heart center as lifting up. And you can even let the head go down. One more big inhale and exhale. Slowly release, slowly come back up. Come down, bring the hands to the floor, shake out the feet, hit a pat of the feet, and let's come down into child's pose one more time. Reaching the arms out, lowering yourself down, and then drawing the hands in. And the head can just rest on folded arms, release the shoulders, release the back. Take some nice deep inhales and exhales. Good, let's take one more inhale, and as you exhale, slowly press up. We're going to spin around and come down to the floor. And lower everything down onto the mat, hugging the knees into the chest, and just give yourself a little massage here. You could even place one hand on each knee and do some butterfly circles. And we are getting a little close to our time. So let's bring the knees down and let the legs fall out into a cobbler pose. So the legs are going to collapse out to the side and the hands are going to rest gently on the floor. And just tune into the breath here for a moment. Letting the belly rise and fall with the breath, just like we paid attention to at the beginning of today's practice. Letting the body rest, feels fully supported by the ground. And then bring the knees up and bring the knees together, let the feet walk out. So now our knees are collapsing in towards each other. And just let the legs rest here for a moment. Again, tuning in with the breath. Feeling the rise and fall of the lower abdomen. So hopefully tuning in with that diaphragmatic breathing again. And then slowly choose how we'd like to set the body up for Shavasana. So we can let the legs reach out along the floor. You can hug the knees into the chest again if you need to. If you feel any tension in the lower back or anywhere in the body, take a few moments to get comfortable. Maybe wiggle the shoulders. You can always check that the shoulder blades are flat against the ground by lifting the back up, squeeze them together, and then place the shoulders on the ground. So feeling the points of contact with the ground, the back of the hands, the back of the knees, ankles, the shoulders, the back of the head. Take your awareness to your face and actively let the brow soften, the cheekbones soften, the jaw relax, and even let the tongue feel heavy in the floor of the mouth. Even let the eyes feel heavy. And let a wave of relaxation spread down through the neck, the shoulders, the back, all the way down through the hips, the legs, all the way down to the tips of the toes, all the way down the arms to the tips of the fingers. And if the mind starts to wander, just come back to the breath, feeling the rise and fall of the body with the breath. And you're more than welcome to stay in Shavasana for a little longer if you'd like to. But for today's class, we're going to slowly now start bringing some movement back. So wiggle the fingers and toes, slowly, slowly. And then take an inhale and reach the arms up overhead and come into a full body stretch. Point and flex the toes. Take a nice big inhale, full exhale. And then walk the feet in, bring the hands down and roll over onto your right hand side. From here, press yourself up to sitting, and let's come to sitting just for the end of class in an easy cross-legged position. So we can come together and be thankful for this time. Let's bring our hands into a prayer position at our heart center and give yourself thanks for taking this little time for yourself. Carry this energy with you off the mat and into the world. Thanks for coming. I'll see you next time.